I found the image, by the way,
Cool. Hey,
that I
everybody.
was looking for.
We are live back with part 3 of episode 2 of Play to Find Out Longfall.
Keely, there was an aether whale in the intro of episode 1. It literally jumped out of the sky.
That's true. That's true. There was Sky Whale in first episode.
And I tried to convince Sci-Fi to have a sky whaler's harpoon as his weapon, but he wouldn't go for it.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't see Lyle as a harpoon wielding type.
Just be Captain Ahab.
Yeah, right. Call me Ishmael.
That's not your name. That is a classic literature joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Classic. This is a classy stream.
And those who have yet to make up their mind. Anyway, so we get our little chibi, we get our chibi Nayli, like looking kind of annoyed, and chibi Lyle looking all awkward, and chibi Izelka running after them, flailing her arms, and chibi Zajay just like slithering along, like minding his own business.
Good.
Because
I'm
he's
glad
the
that,
normal person in this situation.
I'm glad that going full anime, you've included the little like scene transitions when
Yes!
they're back from commercials.
Yep.
We did that in the first episode too.
Yep. That's a thing.
So yeah, we get the chibi scene conversions. Skywell's in the first episode, literally like the first 30 words of the episode had Skywells in it.
Well, our show intro did.
Yeah, the show intro.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
forgot.
it. Just rewatch it like a dozen times and get us more views. Wherever you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we arrive triumphantly. I'm gonna skip. Do you guys want to RP out? I'm gonna actually turn it to you guys. You want to RP out? You guys getting the case, or would you rather just skip to where we're at? All right.
We can montage it.
Yeah. I think. I mean, it's really simple, you guys. I think we go to you guys in. There are currently labor strikes in Skiff Drop. If you all will refer to the map, and move you all over to Skiff Drop. Skiff Drop is not the largest port in the city. Okay, one of the city. But it is the one that houses the super majority of the like sky fishing fleet. So it's actually very important because like fleet launch is the home of the Aether fleet and like a bunch of pleasure boats that like are owned by people that are from like really wealthy areas. But Skiff Drop is like Skiff Drop's like the working man's dock. Right?
Sure.
Like this is where all the fishing trolls go out from. There's some less savory boats that launch here as well, like salvagers that try to pick up stuff that falls off the city.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really important part of the city ecosystem, so to speak, because without a constant supply of like aether sphere like resources, it would become very hard to get like essential nutrients on the city. Basically, like you would not be able to get salt.
Yeah.
If you couldn't get it from the fish you eat, or from Aetherkin traders who have somehow managed to find a way to like condense it, because Aetherkin are weird.
It's true.
So you guys are going to Skiff Drop. You're going to one of the dockyards. You've been given the name of a contact. Apparently, there are sort of two factions. There's the like the people, the union workers, who are trying to are basically complaining about unsafe conditions. And then the like owners of the ships are like not happy about them not working. So You guys arrive at the port.
Who's our contact?
You have two. One of the protesters, he's like the head of the union. His name is Krat. He's a Nekokin. And one of the dock
make
owner.
A cat person that has a name that's like one letter off from just being cat.
Krat. Krat.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Totally different.
So completely different. Yep.
And then the owner of the dockyard. Her name is Zalfa, and she's a Naga woman.
She's the owner of like the whole dockyard.
She owns this particular section of docks that's protesting.
Owns.
She doesn't own the district.
Got it. Okay.
But she like oversees the dockyard.
Cool. Okay.
Liz, are you okay? You have like 1,000-yard stare.
I'm good.
Cool.
Okay, just checking.
So is Elka driving us?
What are we going down there to do exactly?
Your
that's a good
specific
question.
assignment is investigate the labor riots, reports of abuse, and assess if the labor workers are dangerous. Because if you're kind of going there as sort of peacekeepers, because if the city doesn't get more fish, bad things will start happening very fast. Constant stream of fish is necessary.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think on the journey over there, Lyle makes sure he's very clear on what his orders are.
What are Lyle's orders and who gives them to him?
I think
Lyle, I am
all
really...
of Lyle's orders would probably come from our commanding officer, right?
I mean, she's just sort of giving you the case.
Oh.
And you guys are all technically the same rank, except Izelka has more experience and is sort of the leader.
All right,
she's
then.
not in like official capacity.
Then yeah, Lyle
She's
goes
very
to Izelka
she's
for his
very unofficially in charge of this unit.
Yeah.
It's incredibly unofficial, but it's also incredibly true.
She is in charge of this unit. She is in charge of this unit in the field. But she's also not very assertive.
So I think as we're going through the case, Lyle goes, where do you want me, boss?
Well, at first we're just going to be asking some questions and maybe looking around. So if you could just keep your eyes out and assess for any dangers without any action, just let me know. If you see anyone in the crowd that seems to be overly aggressive or armed inappropriately.
I take him out.
No. I just need you to just let me know. Point them out. Not take them out. Just point them out. Show me who they are, and we will then report back. If there is any trouble, we would need to definitely call for backup. We wouldn't want to take them on alone. There's going to be hundreds of people here. They're all very upset, and we're here to keep the peace and keep it calm. Calm is the word of the day. Calm.
Yeah.
Lyle nods, sort of confusedly.
Yeah, I'm sure once we get everyone talking and we can get everyone on the same page and get this settled.
I think Nayli just kind of like nods, still sipping her her dirty Sky.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like, should we get going then?
Yeah, I think that's about the same time you arrive. You're greeted by I'm sure. Who are you intending to see first, and I'll tell you what happens.
Actually, I was thinking that perhaps we should split up and have half of us approach one and half of us approach the other.
Okay. How do you want to do that?
I think probably Zajay should lead one and Izilka the other, with Nali and with Nali and Lyle acting as their backup for each.
Okay.
Um,
Who would you rather talk to? I'm going to tell you what you're going to be mechanically better at doing. You're going to be mechanically better at talking at like the dock like owners and the boat owners.
okay, because I'm a higher.
'Cause
Yeah,
your
and I
social
think
standing
that's.
is higher.
I think that makes sense.
Mhm.
So, I think that's probably what she would also see as well, and so she would like nod to Zajay that. Pian, Cypher, do you have a preference of who you want to go with?
I want to see Lyle go with Zajay.
Because we haven't seen any Lyle
That could be
Zajay
interesting.
interactions. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So Zilka will say,
Zajay, you and Lyle should go over there and speak with the dock workers and assess their complaints.
Okay.
And Lyle, just keep an eye on the crowd and let me know if anyone seems dangerous.
Yeah. I like reaching to pull out one of my notepads, or one of my little like my like little aether pads. Like put in a fresh charge and like take out my
Start writing.
weird pen thing and like, okay, you ready, Lyle?
I check the sort of power canister on my aether pistol.
Yeah, you check your pressure.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have a feeling it's sort of like a revolver, but instead of like a canister with bullets, it's a canister of aether energy.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot to mention it, but it's very important to note, Sci-Fi. Zajay is about 3 feet tall,
What?
But he's like
But he's got,
12
like,
feet
thick
but my
long.
tail is about 6 feet long.
Right.
So whenever I'm talking to you, I'm looking up to you.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure that was clear.
I think Lyle is sort of unsure if he should like squat down or not to talk to you. Because Lyle's like 5'9".
That's exactly what I
He's
wanted.
just very tall and lanky.
Yeah, so looking up like, if you're all set, I think we can go.
if this
Yeah.
is an anime, you definitely squat down to talk to him every single time.
Yeah.
So
And your knees are like all akimbo, and it's
Right, exactly.
yeah,
The typical gangster squat.
for sure.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start slithering off to like the where like are they like protesting right now, or are they just like not working?
There's like a picket line. Yeah,
Oh,
there's
okay.
like a picket line to get down to the docks.
Yeah. I guess we walk the picket line until we see someone who looks like they're in charge.
Yeah. As you approach the picket, you like people you can tell they're like actually kind of getting nervous. They seem a little bit antsy. Do you guys are you particularly worried about that, or do you do anything to alleviate it, or are you just
I'm
kinda,
like,
looking around?
Lyle isn't worried.
I'm like as we're going, I'm like
Take
slithering
a
and like
legend point, Lyle.
I like look up as we like kind of like go along the line, and kind of just like I'm just talking the whole way. I'm just going like, "Hi, I'm Officer Fowl. We're here to try and settle things."
You know what Lyle is doing?
Are you
I
just
feel
like
like-
loading and unloading your pistol?
No, Lyle is sort of
You're just like
Lyle is was told to size up the danger of these people, and so
Oh.
while they're giving him concerned looks, he's sneering at them like a fucking bloodhound.
please what stat would that be? Yeah, if you want to size these guys up from like a military perspective, roll your perception.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Do I just click the word?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
here
you
we
have
go.
advantage because these guys aren't really trying to hide anything. They're like very outwardly expressing what they're
It's
doing.
asking for number of advantage / disadvantage dice.
1,
1.
and it is an advantage die.
Advantage. 43.
Damn! Exploding
Uh,
die for the win, baby.
Oh, so your D20 exploded. one of your d8s exploded and you rolled a 5.
Damn.
Wow. So
Got them keen senses.
yeah, so Lyle, we get the like slow time, and we get the like Lyle's internal monologue.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, so the ones that have signs, the signs are clearly like made to double as bludgeons.
Ah,
Like you can clearly see that they're expecting violence.
like it's like a sign, but the signpost is also like a
Like
club.
like
Yeah.
metal, and it has like bolts coming out of it that
Yeah.
could really hurt someone. Some of them are armed with like fish knives.
Ooh.
Like very ragtag. A couple of them have like gaff hooks.
You don't want to be hit with a fish knife. It's a bad.
You don't want to get hit with a gaff hook either.
Yeah.
But they don't seem intent on violence. They seem fully prepared if it comes, but they do not seem intent on violence.
Yeah, I think.
The undercurrent of Zajay introducing himself as an officer is not immediately comforting.
Yeah,
It's actually very obvious that it probably does the opposite.
There's some rustling shoulders, like
There's like it's not even like oh great, now the cops are here. It's like, oh shit.
this could
get really this is actually pretty serious if the boss is called the cops in.
Yeah, I think
eventually, yeah.
I think
you
Lyle,
also actually you do notice two other things. You notice one person clearly like standing up on a platform that is clearly the leader that I think even Zajay notices. But then you also notice two other people in the background. You notice a human man like walking around like talking to people and sort of like coaching them on what to do. And then you see a Rhinuan woman who is like very, very clearly sizing you up. Very, very clearly sizing you up. And there's like this moment where you two's eyes meet, and she's like looking at you like under a bunch of other people's arms, and you can just barely see her eye. But like one eye meets your eye, and you're just like,
I think so while Zajay is introducing himself, Lyle taps on his shoulder and sort of crouches down, and he's like, these people seem potentially dangerous. They have improvised weapons everywhere. There's the boss there, and they have two people working the crowd.
Oh. Well, I'm sure they don't mean any harm.
Remember, you saw they aren't intent on violence, but they're prepared for it if it comes.
Yeah. I feel like Lyle could tell the difference of like a person who's a normal person and a person who has the potential to fuck shit up.
Oh yeah, these guys would mean business if they decided to fight. Now, if like Riot, if like the special tactics from the police department showed up, they'd be screwed.
Right.
Or even if like a bunch of Union toughs showed up and started beating on them, it'd still be pretty bad. But you guys would be dead.
I feel like Lyle clears his throat, and he tries his best to to act assertive, and he's like, let's just keep our cool, all right?
Yeah, of course. We're just gonna talk to everybody and get their side of the story.
So
I think we try to make it through the picket line then to where the lead person is.
Yeah, you make it over to the lead person, and the tall human man. He's holding like a sheet of like metal that's been curved to make like a megaphone. And he's like yelling and trying to like rile up the crowd and being like, "We can't keep working like this." Is mostly the mantra he keeps repeating. And he throws out like some number, like 8. He keeps saying 8 in 3 days is too many.
Huh. I think
What
I
does
think
what does Lyle do and what does
I
Zaja
think
do to
we're
recover?
we're standing like 3 feet from where like he's like on this platform, just talking to the people, and Lyle just looks up and he says, "Ate what?"
We're gonna cut over to the other group because that's such a good cliffhanger. Izelka, Naylan, Naily,
Nope.
Naily,
There you go.
Naily, 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 Naily.
Just really
Got
drill it in there.
Yeah, Naily, Naily, and Izelka.
Ezilka.
Izelka. Yeah.
I should have expected it. It's fine.
What? You guys get upstairs. You guys you go into like the control office for the docks. So you're like going up the stairs of this metal hallway, and then who's in front?
Nayli's not.
Izelka's
Yeah,
in front.
Ezilka would definitely be in front.
Izilka,
Makes sense.
you open the door and you look out onto what looks like a glass-bottomed room. And you can look down and see not only the docks below you, because aether skiffs are literally dropped from their dock moors and into the air, but just the aether sphere below. What do? You also see 4 people in this room. So
Do I know the person we're here who's in charge?
Yeah. The person you're looking for is the only Naga in the room. She's a Naga woman. But you also recognize another person in the room.
Is the other person I reckon? Oh.
Yuki Tanto. And he's talking to his brother, Beso Tanto, who works here. So just to clarify, the floor is made of glass. There are 4 people in this room. One of them is a cop that you don't really care for. The other one is his brother. There's another dude who you haven't, a Rainuan woman who you haven't met yet, and a Naga woman who is apparently in charge.
Okay. I think that probably Izilka so is what is his name again? The policeman. I totally just went running out of my brain.
Yuki Tanto.
Is Yuki there like in uniform? Does he look like he's there as an official capacity?
Oh,
or...
very clearly.
Okay, just checking on what bounds that he was.
Or at least he is putting off that air. But to your knowledge, he does not have jurisdiction over this area.
Okay.
His precinct is based in the hub. Like he serves the rice basket, the reservoir, the hang basket, and the hub. Like he should not be here.
So, do I know that that's his brother? Like, or is it just instantly recognizable?
They are very clearly related.
Okay.
Very, very.
And who's
related.
the last person?
The last person is a tall Rainuan woman with dark skin and purple hair. You don't recognize her from here.
Okay, so I think Izilka is maybe Neely sees her kind of like square her shoulders as she spots the other uniformed officer in the room, and then turned very deliberately towards the owner, the Naga woman. It's a very small change because they're like all grouped together, but like she goes from kind of generally towards all of them to specifically towards her, and walks up to the group, assuming that Neely is following her, and says, "What was her name again? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Her name is
remembering names.
Zafa.
Safa.
Zafa.
Zava, hello. You may know me. Be expecting me. I am Officer Izilka, and this is Officer Neely. We are here to Well, we're here to help.
Oh, it's actually no problem. Officer Tonto is already here.
This
He's
is
taking care of
not
everything.
actually Officer Tonto's jurisdiction, and I would love to speak to Officer Tonto over here, if you wouldn't mind, Officer Tonto.
Now, Officer Tonto is this very, 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 very tall half Nekuken. He's half Nekuken, half Rainuan. And so he's not as furry. He's kind of more like the standard anime cat boy than like an actual cat boy. Because he has like
Forearms? Yes, no.
he has like ears and a tail and forearms. Yes.
Just like every other anime cat boy. Ears and tail and forearms. Perfect.
Ears, tail, forearms, kind of claws. He has fangs.
You know, the standard
He
forearm.
has fangs and whiskers.
Standard forearm cat boy.
He looks over at you and he's just like, "Oh, hi, Azelka," and he waves with one set of his arms. Yeah, I'm familiar with the case. I figured I'd just take over.
Azilka has walked over to him, like put an arm on his and like a hand on his shoulder, and is walking towards like the far end of the room or like a door or something.
Yeah, he's not moving. You're gonna have to intimidate him to get him to go.
Oh yeah, let's do that. It's gonna be very subtle, like
It's like a subtle.
like thumb into the hollow of his shoulder, kind of intimidating.
I don't know what his stat line would be. Let's give him a resolve of. He's actually not that willful because he gets everything he wants handed to him. He's pretty suave. Okay. Yeah. All right. Roll for it. Take an advantage die because he knows that he's doing something that's not okay.
Okay, sweet.
And if you call him on that, he'll be more inclined to like.
I mean, I did already mention it.
Yeah. So definitely take the advantage die.
Okay.
Handedly, his resolve was 13. He crumples under your withering stare. He's just like, look. Okay. Azelka, calm down. I will leave. I promise.
Look, I've done everything I have ever wanted to be able to finally get out in a field assignment, and I will not have you taking that from me.
Okay. Look.
Yuki, I do not want to have to deal with you. I do not want to have to deal with it. What is that? Your cousin? Your brother? No, this is not right, and I do not need to hear.
Okay, first off, he works here, so you'll have to be dealing with him either way. Second of all, I'm trying to help your ass out. Look, I have information that might be helpful to the case. I'm just saying, we don't
Bring
have
it to me,
to
then.
fight.
Fine, then bring it to me, but I need to be the headliner on this case. I cannot have you messing with jurisdiction lines. I don't want this to be messy. This is already going to be a problem. I've seen that it was in the headlines of the paper. This is not a small deal.
That's exactly why I'm here. Fish that get pulled out of the aether sphere here get sold in my jurisdiction. It still matters to me. And that's a terrible legal defense of what he's doing. But like ethically, it's sound. Like logically, it makes sense.
Yeah, and like,
I get that you're in charge. But if I, like 80% of my job is busting people who are frauding their taxes on sales. And if they don't have anything to sell, then they don't have anything to fraud, and I don't have a job.
All right, fine. I understand. Just listen, please. Just give me what you got. Well, you said you had some information. I'd love to hear it.
Okay. So apparently, and he like looks over at his cousin, his brother, Beso Tanto. He looks over and he like kind of pulls you closer. He's like kind of conspiratorial. He's like, apparently there's been a couple of people that have gone missing on the docks. People that were working nights. People that weren't reported to the police.
That definitely sounds like a problem.
That is definitely a problem. That's why I'm here.
Why do you think they weren't reported? That's not something.
Safety concerns, making a bigger deal about it than it was. Also, people quit. I think the first couple, they just assumed that people walked off the job.
I understand. It's not very like I think that this is like the first time like Izilka looks down. She's very, very carefully been avoiding it since they came
you look
into
down
the room.
and you see
the entire time, like only the second time you watch the episode do you catch the fact that Izilka very carefully is looking up ever so slightly the entire time they walk into this room. And this is when he mentions that people just go missing, that people just walked off the job. For the very first time, Izilka kind of looks down, like she didn't mean to. And then she sees the glass floor, and all like the camera pans to just like the nothingness of the aether below them. And it comes back up to Azilka, like a hand on a piece of machinery holding herself up, looking slightly sick.
Hey. And he like snaps. It's okay, all right?
But that's a lot to take in.
I get it. Falling, Longfall is scary. But it sounds like that's what's been happening to people here. And so I'm a little concerned because obviously I have family that's here, and it's very important to my job that this place continues functioning, and it's very important to my life that this place continues functioning.
Yeah, she's like looking like straight at him in like an uncomfortable way.
He doesn't seem phased.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem phased. You also notice he's a dichromate, so he has like one eye that's blue and one eye that's like yellowy, like a cat. And he like nods slowly. Okay. So I can tell you the names of the people that have gone missing. I have them in my cruiser.
All right. Yes. Let's
meet me out there. You
Okay.
didn't hear it from me because my dad doesn't want me here. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Look, just be careful, all right?
You too.
Thanks. And he like starts to like head out.
And like she's like walking back, still slightly vertigo from looking down earlier, and also slightly confused because this is like the most pleasant interaction that she's ever had with him in all the years they've worked together, and it's kind of throwing her for a loop. Like,
well, I mean, he like legitimately cares. He just got to his position through nepotism.
yeah, and like
And that's
I don't
maybe
think
always bothered you.
it really has bothered her a lot, but like I feel like they've had like kind of a, it's not really a rivalry, and he probably doesn't even realize it.
He does not consider you a rival.
No. Right. That's just it. He always, all of their previous interactions have been where he says something that he's proud of, that is something that she's ashamed of. And it doesn't even cross his mind that what he's saying is making her uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Because to him, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
and like
being able to work your networks and get your connections to get a better position is a great thing.
Yeah, and this is like the first time that they've had an interaction where they have not been at cross purposes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense.
So it's confusing for her, but like for him, it's just normal.
Yeah, this is just like how he like. To him, there was nothing different about that interaction other than you got dizzy when you looked at the ground.
Exactly.
I'm
just expositing for.
No. I get it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a very like. Maybe I had a little bit of a different idea. I don't think he's actively ever been malicious towards you.
Right, but like they've had a somewhat rocky relationship, and I think it's all in her head. you know.
That seems to be the evidence I've seen. Granted, we just
Right,
created the evidence.
and whether it's all in her head or if it is that he innocuously winds up triggering her, and she doesn't have the language to call him out on it. It's like some combination of those things. Anyway, that's that story.
Oh, you just figured out Longfall. Congratulations.
Yeah. So Zilka comes back to the kind of gathering. Nelly, did you talk to anybody?
What have you been doing?
While we went off, like the two of us walked off, and we were gone for like a good amount of time.
Yeah. While they like, as soon as Zilka took him off to the side, she went up to the owner of the place, or like the person in charge.
Yeah, the dock leader. Whatever.
Yeah, and went up to her and said, so what exactly is going on here?
There are some safety concerns, or at least perceived safety concerns, and as a result, all of the civilian-owned fishing vessels have refused to sail until someone addresses their concerns.
And
that don't exist.
Then what do they believe the concerns are?
They're claiming people are disappearing. They're clearly not. Because they're never here at... People walk off the job all the time. It doesn't make any sense for people to be disappearing right now because we have laws and procedures to prevent that.
Have you followed up with any of these people who have quote-unquote gone missing?
Yes.
And have you been able to get in contact with them?
I don't have to disclose that information to you.
Excuse me?
I don't have to disclose the situation of my current or previous employees to you for legal reasons. If you want that information, you're going to need a warrant. She suddenly gets defensive. Which is maybe a clue that maybe she didn't, or maybe she did, and it was bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I'm trying to think how Nelly would handle this.
Use your weird mind powers.
Just be like, come on, man.
We built that into your character, and you've never used it.
Because I don't exactly know what she can do with them. I never
Tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you if you can roll it or not.
Okay.
It's pre-science or
influence.
Influence. Yeah, you can basically you're casting the suggestion spell.
Did I miss the part where Piet has mind powers?
No, yeah,
Yes.
Piet has weird mind aether powers.
Because of utero exposure to cat eye, she has weird aether powers.
That's pretty rad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think she just kind of looks directly into her eyes and just goes, "Listen, I'm trying to do my job here. And you're making it very hard for me to side with you and get this all underway. So if you'd like to finish this fairly quickly and have this problem sorted out, I suggest that you answer my questions." And she's looking directly into her eyes. Basically, she's trying to she's trying to use her powers
So what is physically, how do your powers manifest when you use them?
There's a slight glow.
There's a slight glow on your neuron rich points, at your fingertips and on your lips and your eyes. And I think even Izelka hears the faintest buzzing, almost like electricity moving through a cable. Liz, go ahead and roll influence for me. you're not. I don't foresee a way you could get advantage here unless you just want to get it.
18's pretty good.
18's pretty good. Yeah, that gets it. That gets it pretty easily, actually. She has a 15. Wow, and you rolled a 1 on your extra die, so you were just
Oh
going
shit.
off. So yeah, what you see is her like pupils dilate, her like weird snake pupils dilate out real big and they get like really small, and then she like blinks a couple times. Okay. And she like slithers, and everyone else in the room is looking at her like, "What are you doing? This is gonna get us in so much trouble." She like slithers over to like a filing cabinet and pulls out a bunch of like envelopes. She says, "Of the people that claim to have gone missing, I was able to get into contact with 5.
And how many went missing exactly?
8 allegedly went missing, but it's a big city. I could have just not been able to find them."
Okay, and what information did you get about those 5?
All of them are cat-eye addicts. Apparently, they switched to red-eye when the supply was running a little bit low and went on a bender and then disappeared. Most of them I found in alleys. 3 of them seem to have dropped off the face of the earth. Literally or figuratively, I'm not sure. And that's when everyone else in the room is like, "Why did you just tell her that? We're not supposed to imply that ever. What are you doing?"
And I think Nayli like notices that everybody is like doing this, and she just kind of grins at a little bit at the head person, and just goes, "Thank you for this information. I will try and find a solution and help everybody out." And then she is she looking at the files, or is she like, "Here are the files"?
She's not handing them to you. She's just like holding them close to her chest and like looking at them like, "Why am I holding these?" As the effects of your powers start to wear off on her.
I think like as I notice that, I just kind of like reach over and like pick them up, like try and like take them out of her hands.
The Rainuan woman tries to step in the way, and she's like, "You do really need a warrant for that."
But she's freely giving me the information.
And Zafa looks at you and looks at Izelka, who's still like conspiratorially talking to Tonto, and like looks at you like, "Should I be giving like?" And there's this almost this like pleading of like, "Tell me what to do."
And I just go, "It's fine, I'll take care of this." And then I try and take the files and turn around and leave.
That feels like a good place for a break, Tux.
Sure.
So we see you walking over to Izelka, and Izelka like shaking it off, and then you're just holding a bunch of files. Like, "I got it."
Awesome. Yeah. We finally get to see cool magic powers, which I'm very, very excited about. They're very awesome.
I gotta use cool magic powers.
You did?
Yeah, in the first episode. I perfected Nayli from getting fucked up by.
Oh
by
yeah, your
spots.
magic shield thing. I forgot.
Yeah. You used your like winds of aether power thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I forgot about that too. Yeah.
That was the thing.
We're awesome people.
We are awesome people.
My favorite is she's telling it out of her own free will.
Yeah, she's hitting it to me.
She's really giving me this information.
Oh man. Yeah. So that was really awesome. We're gonna take another short break and then join us for the final part of today's episode of Play to Find Out Longfall. See you then.
Yay!
Yay!